Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I'm coming to you with this kind of different message because I've just spent, my brain is so fried. I've just spent like 2.5 hours going through a personality process, it was really weird. I'm going to dive into exactly what it was. I felt like I went back to school, but ultimately, my mum, one of my mum's really good friends, her daughter is currently doing her honours degree with psychology, and she has this process that she needs to go through with like a bunch of different people. And you know, she was asking around like who would be up for like going through this personality test, and of course the finger gets pointed at me because I love that stuff, right? So I've just gotten back, and I am feeling kind of like pretty burnt out, actually, to be honest, because it went through these different processes that I'm going to dive into with you guys. But really what I'm going to be talking to you about is to stop giving up, because you don't know what you've got until you use it. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to explain to you this kind of test that I just went through. And at the end, of course, you guys who know me, you know I love getting feedback, right? So at the end, I started having a conversation with her, trying to get some feedback, not just based on how I went, but like the other people that she's taken through this process, and like what's been kind of the consensus, what have been the different results that people have been getting, what have been the struggles, what have been the challenges, all that sort of stuff. And some stuff was super interesting and fascinating, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But ultimately, I went through this test and I didn't really know what to expect. It was very different to the personality profiling that I actually do in my work. It was very much like I literally felt like I went back to school and did finding like the numbers that are similar and the boxes and the shapes that are the same, and what shapes make up these shapes, and then all these different types of testing around utilizing numbers, utilizing language, audible, auditory, sort of taking it in, and all sorts of stuff, right? And it was so interesting. She was kind of giggling a couple of times, and she's like, oh, the personality is such a funny thing. And after the whole test, after a couple of hours of going through all these different things, it was so weird, but also so familiar based on like stuff I did at school. Like what's the pattern in these numbers, what box is missing, like all these different weird things that we look at in terms of our intellectual intelligence. And it was super, super interesting for me on a number of points. But why I wanted to deliver this particular message for you guys around stop giving up, you don't know what you have until you use it, is because in the conversation following this personality test, I was getting her to tell me how did I go with this? How did I go with that? What's been the things? And she said it was really interesting because when we went through this numbers section where it was a bunch of different boxes and there was a different sequence of numbers, there was a missing number or two, and I had to identify what was the number. And a few times she was like, oh, do you want to just move on, or do you want to just leave that one, or do you want to just make a guess or something like that? And I was like, why is she telling me that? And then afterwards I said to her, oh, I want to make sure, were they right? Did I do them right? And I was just like, and she said, this is so funny, because she said that most people, when they get to the numbers section of this test, they're like, I don't know. And they have this real numbers phobia. Whereas for me, I was taken and transported back to being at school, and for some weird unknown reason, I really loved algebra, and I really loved the problem solving. And what I used to do personally was if I ever got stuck, or if I was ever learning something new, I'd go to my dad, who's a structural engineer, amazing at mathematics and physics and all that sort of stuff, I'd go to him and I'd demand the answer. For the purpose of, I just wanted to give me the answer, because in maths, you can, like, if you know the answer, you get to work out how they got there. And I loved that. And it was kind of like this weird experience with me. I was like trying so hard, because I get off on it in some sort of way. We're playing around with these numbers. And it's like this challenging problem-solving sort of thing that I don't normally do. So, there's no calculators like we're so used to, And anyway, she was saying that people would go through that section of the test really quick. Whereas for me, it was the longest time I took in all areas. I really focused. I really wanted to get the results in these numbers. And she was saying, like, people just don't even try. They say, oh, I don't know. And then if she kind of spurs them on and gets them to kind of like go, well, do you want to like try, just spend a little time? Do you want to just try and work that one out? Oftentimes they actually get it right. But it's this fear and doubt in the beginning. And it's exactly why whenever you say, I don't know to me, I say, well, what if you did know? And people can get kind of annoyed at that, because they're like, well, I don't know. But I say, well, what if you did know? And I actually got this from Tony Robbins, and seeing it in action, I was like, this is phenomenal at getting people out of that, I don't know, closed-minded, certainty-driven, don't want to fail, don't want to look bad, don't want to say the wrong thing, don't want to get it wrong, to, oh, actually, I can trust myself because I actually had the answer, and we miss out on knowing what we have within when we don't get an opportunity to use it. So instead of saying, I don't know, or I just don't know, when we say that, all it's doing is reinforcing to ourselves that we don't know the answer, and it's cutting us off and putting a wedge between, us and our own internal wisdom. So instead of that, how about next time you say, I don't know, take it out of your vocabulary by saying, well, if I did know, or I'm uncertain, but if I did know, what could it be? Or what if I did know? Just kind of testing ourselves up and testing ourselves out and changing up our language patterns can be really, really beneficial. But at the end of the day, stop giving up, give it a go, and you'll work out what you actually have. And I just found that like really kind of mind-boggling, and she's really struggling to get a lot of people to go through this test. Because number one, like, you don't get anything really for it other than just doing a good deed and helping somebody else out, because I don't get the results. I don't get to understand myself based on that kind of test, which is why people often do kind of personality tests, because they want the result. They want to learn more about themselves. Although that being said, I did learn a couple of really important things about myself and how I learn and whatnot, but that's a whole other topic. I don't think it's super important. But it was good because I'm analyzing myself all the time. But secondly, people are so scared of having their intelligence tested, right? And so they'll do whatever they can to avoid that kind of scenario, and they'll never really know. All they'll be left with is this feeling of fear and doubt, and doubting themselves and not trusting in their ability to figure things out. That kind of feeling stuck within them because they didn't just give it a go and prove to themselves what they actually do know and what they actually do have within. And it's always going to be super challenging to test ourselves out, but I absolutely believe in whenever something is scary, whenever you feel like giving up, I challenge you, please, the worst thing that you can ever do is give up in those moments, because all it does is reinforce to yourself that you don't know, that you can't do it, that you'll never be able to do it, and you reinforce that to such a degree that you never go for your potential. So for me, I was like, it sounds like it's going to be challenging. Sounds like, it's going to test me. Better go and do it. I better go and immerse myself in a scary situation so that I can grow my belief in myself, my trust in myself, and actually see what I actually have within. That's why I am always wanting to talk things out in my life and with everybody that I work with, and get you to come up with the answer, because you surprise yourself and you come up with stuff you didn't even know was there. And why is that beneficial? Because you're surprising yourself with your intelligence that was, if left unchecked and left untested, you wouldn't even know it was there. But when you get awareness over what's really in there, what's that true wisdom, you start to generate a higher level of trust and belief in yourself. And the more experiences you have with doing that, wow, like you are just setting yourself up to win in the game of life, because you're willing to push the boundary of your comfort zone, step into the unknown, test yourself, get reinforced that you can do it, that you can make it, that you do have the answers, and then you'll be able to get to that next level, and it's just going to keep that momentum going. Otherwise, it's going to move in the opposite direction. You start to edge to the edge of your comfort zone. You fear, doubt, don't want to take on that experience. Oh, what if you don't do it right? And what if you fail? And blah, blah, blah. And you just edge your way right back into the center of your comfort zone, where you just feel a lack of fulfillment. You got a lot of certainty, you got a lot of order in your life, but you don't have the fulfillment that comes as a result of entering a little bit of chaos, so that you can start to edge your way up with that growth. So, really hope that this has been valuable to you guys, me sharing this experience with you. And I really hope that if you've got an area in your life right now where you've been contemplating just kind of just going to give up on that, just going to avoid that, just not going to focus on that, that feels a bit scary, that feels a bit uncertain, I might fail, I might get it wrong, I challenge you to step into it. Because every time, guaranteed, and I challenge you to reflect back on your life right now and think about the times where you were a bit scared, but you did it anyway. And what came as a result was proof to yourself, wow, what was I so scared of? And when you do that enough times, you build that muscle to actually enjoy uncertainty, to actually enjoy the challenge, because you know where it's getting you, because you've had the experiences in the past. All right. I definitely want to check in with you guys. Drop me any questions, any comments, or just say hi so I can check in with you guys. Tell me where in the world you're tuning in from, any words of wisdom that you have to share with us. I'd love to hear from you guys now. Right before the sun comes down, I had no idea that test was going to take so long, but it was probably because I was so immersed in the numbers. It was so weird because I never do much of that in my everyday life. So it was kind of oh, new, exciting, let's do it. So I've got Sandra in the house, awesome, and Sam's here, yay, I get you back again, you never sleep, my friend. And thank you for your beautiful, kind compliments. And Bonnie's here, and Charlotte, and Bogdan, and Judy, and Kayo's here, and Manoj. I'm doing really well, my friend, and I hope you are as well. And Laz is here, and thank you, Mosen. And Sam, I can't wait to do personality psychology in September. I can't wait to have you in the group. Sam, it is gonna blow your mind. It was interesting because this woman who did the test on me, she's coming from the current university degree around psychology, and I was talking to her about the personality psychology that I work with, and it was really, really interesting to see kind of the correlations, but also see kind of the old ways of doing things with sometimes bringing a little bit of new science to what we do. It was it was really interesting to see us coming from these different perspectives, but seeing how we could kind of find that common ground in there, but have this different terminology, and it was super interesting. It was really great. I was geeking out. But yes, I can't wait to have you in there, Sam. And Maria's here. Great to see you. And Ko and Jason and I am Ramsey. Ramsey, I am so grateful to have you here, and thank you for letting me know how to say your name, because I do not speak. I think it's Arabic. But I so appreciate you being here, my friend. And Vanessa's here. Yay. And Sam. That was so inspiring. Reunion of the 8-week program. Love the energy and beautiful love. Me too, Sam. It was so cool. We caught up. So what Sam is talking about is this morning we had an hour catch up with the first round of the 8-week empowerment program graduates. It was super fun, and I was so excited to get to see what was going on in your worlds and reconnect. I've missed you guys. And Shane's here, and Julie, and Manoj. I'm loving that you're finding something amazing here. And Billy's here, and hello to you, Shane. I always love it when you can join me live. And Chrissy's here. And Sam, you're so smart. You cracked it. Yeah, well, I was trying. I was really trying hard. Or even after, I was like, what was the answer? Like, I need the answer. It was like, I felt like I was just weirdly geeking out on maths. It was super strange. But maybe I need a bit more maths in my life. Who knows? And Mahinder's here. Hello to you, my friend. And Jumentus. So should I not quit a job even if I hate it? Oh, good question. So I definitely want to learn a lot more about what's personally going on in your life there, Jumentus. Personally, the last time I worked a job that I didn't like was about 2006. So what's that? That is 12 years ago. Is that crazy or what? Yeah, so I think that what we need to do is think about, everything that's going on in our lives. Like, what are we moving toward? I'm a big believer in getting clarity over who we are, what we want, and having the courage to go after it. And your job that you have that you might hate, is it a stepping stone in terms of getting toward the vision that you want? In terms of is it adding value that you need right now in order to move in the direction of your ideal vision? So many of us are just living the everyday, and we're like, I hate my job, but we haven't taken the time to get clarity over vision, to get that clarity and that direction over where we actually even want to get to. So we get so fixated on what we hate, and we're going there every day, and it's our whole experience, and we're not creating the time to create a compelling vision for ourselves, so we actually have nowhere to go. I would say if you don't have clarity over vision, over where you want to go, I wouldn't be quitting my job just because I hate it, because there's two ways of going about it. You either can link, if you understand what your values are, you can start to link your job to your values, see how it serves you, because I guarantee every single thing in life is in constant balance. There is duality at play. There's positives and negatives. It's equal, but it's where our focus is. So when we hate something, we are over exaggerating all the negative aspects of it, and we're underestimating all of the positive aspects of it. I guarantee you it's in balance, but how you show up to it. Do you want to go to your job and be like, I hate this and I have no way out and I'm just got to do it? It's kind of like I have to. Or do you want to transform it into a get to while you're working towards your most compelling vision? Very different energy comes into play, and very different results as well. So I would say to you, Jumentus, I would absolutely want to learn so much more about your personal experience right now. But if you hate your job, do you have clarity of vision over where you want to get to? What is the pathway forward? Does your job serve a purpose in terms of moving the needle forward to get you towards your most inspired vision? And if you don't have a vision, start there. Stop focusing on what you hate and start focusing on what you want to create. So hope that was of value, Jumentus. And I so appreciate you being here. And Sam, love your concentration and hunger to succeed. It was fun. But I tell you what, I was super burnt out by the end of it. Like, there were so many different weird things we had to do, like, listen to and repeat, like, words that don't even exist in the English vocabulary. It was really just like all these different weird tests, but it was interesting. I'm always looking to be the guinea pig, aren't I? So I certainly did that today. And Adrian's here. Awesome. And Vanessa. I love figuring out number patterns too. It's intriguing finding out the results. It's great to have a curious mind. I love that, Vanessa. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like this problem solving thing, and it just kind of gets fun and you work it out. And it was like, yeah, so it was kind of like just reliving childhood in a bit like that. So Love it. Curious minds all the way. And Bina, thank you so much. Feel lucky to see you live. Bina, I'm lucky to have you here, my friend. I'm grateful that you're finding value here, and love having you join live. And Kamang's here, and Jamie, and Sam. Love your daring altitude to push your limits, thereby changing the narrative. Absolutely. Got to edge it up and out always. I love that, Sam, and gives you energy, you know. And Mitk, I hope I say your name right. I always feel like I butcher it. Oh my God, I've been doing too many language tests today. Vanessa, a lot of people have fear of failure, so they don't try. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. They're so scared of getting it wrong, so scared of not being good enough. Because remember, the deepest fears in the human psyche for everybody, no matter where you are in the world, is the fear that you won't be good enough. And underneath that is that you're not going to be loved, you know? And at the end of the day, we all want to just be loved for all of who we are. And you put us in a test environment, we're like, oh no, people are going to be a wake up to how I'm not good enough in whatever area that is. So it's super scary because we lose our purpose in life when we fear we're going to lose that love, that connection, that respect, that appreciation, all of it. So love that, Vanessa. Couldn't agree more. And Kadek is here. Awesome. And Wendy, refreshing. Grateful that you're finding something refreshing today, Wendy. I love having you here. And Ryan, I'm doing really well. I hope you are as well, my friend. And Sam, how did it feel to do the test again? Yeah, it was good. Like, I'd never done this test before. It was not the kind of test that I go through. It was very different. It was kind of like what they put school kids through. You know, you would have done something similar. I forget what they call NAPLAN tests or something. I don't know. It's something similar like that. It's just like all this kind of, it feels really outdated and really old, a lot of it, to be honest. But it was super interesting still to just see how I handled it. And you know, although I'm not really going to get any results from it, it was more so just to help her out. It was good to get some feedback as to how other people were handling it. So yes, hope that answers your question, Sam. And Aiken's here, and Roya, hello to you, and Michael's here, and Ivan, and Sam. The test went for 2.5 hours. It was super in depth, and there was written test, and there was verbal and auditory, and you know, pattern recognition. It was full on. Gonna sleep well tonight. And Soman's here, and Wendy, I will go for this job. Awesome. I love it. I love that you are not going to give up. And it sounds like that was that's what you needed to probably hear right now, and go for it. Test yourself, because you don't know what you have until you try out using it. So I love that, Wendy. And Shane, awesome, be brave. I love it. Yes. And Michael's here, and Vanessa, I needed to hear this today. Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm really grateful to hear that today's message resonated and was of value to you, Vanessa. Beautiful seeing you again. And Coralie's here, and Sam. Love that cocktail of chaos and growth. Absolutely. You know, I've done a Facebook Live on this before, you know, that our growth, the maximum amount of growth occurs at the border between order and chaos. You know, we need a bit of order, we need a bit of certainty, but we also need a bit of chaos. We need a bit of uncertainty. And when we can get that balance right, that's where we grow maximally. So really, absolutely, I love that, Sam. And Randy, I'm loving that this is a great talk for you, my friend. And Coralie's here. And Sam, I can't sleep, got my eye on you. I love seeing you again, Sam, and I kind of secretly like that you don't sleep, because I get to see you all the time. You're always here, and I love it. And Roya from Afghanistan. Awesome. You're really helping me out. I'm so grateful to hear that, Roya. And I so appreciate you being here all the way from Afghanistan. So cool. And Wayne's here. And Wendy, trying so hard to get self-confidence. Absolutely, Wendy. So here's my greatest tip for you. Self-confidence is born in your integrity with yourself. It doesn't matter the action that you take, it matters your word and action alignment. So the very first thing that I always help people in terms of building their self-confidence and self-esteem up with is decide on just one small, easily attainable daily action that you could take you could stay committed to and do it. You know, it might be to read a page in a book before you go to bed at night. It has to be just something small. It might be a 3-minute meditation. The idea is that you choose to do something that you know is going to be healthy for you, that is really small, that is really easily attainable. You commit to doing it daily and you commit to a time frame. You make yourself a goal. Say for this week, I'm committed to doing every single day a 3-minute meditation, or I'm going to read 1 page. That's all I have to do is read 1 page of that book before I go to sleep. You know, whatever it is. Or I'm going to write down 1 thing that I'm grateful for today, each day for the next week. You know, and it's about the follow through. When you can say you're going to do something and you actually follow through, coupled with it being something that you're doing for you. It's not about others. It's you doing something healthy for you. I guarantee you, you will create the kind of momentum that will absolutely get you towards having high levels of self-confidence and self-esteem. That's where it comes from, that trust within the self. So follow through on your word when you've identified just 1 small, easily attainable, consistent action you can take for at least a week. You know, just set yourself a goal for the 1 week and follow through on your word. Doesn't really matter what it is. And I guarantee you, you'll move in that direction. And much love to you, Wendy. I would also really encourage you, not to be salesy here at all, but I would really encourage you to join the monthly masterclasses. Get amongst people who are growing themselves and get the tools that you need that I make easily accessible for you. I get you into action that is going to move the needle forward for you on the individual level so that you can up-level your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-awareness, and your courage to align with all that you really want to create in your life. You know, when you have that level of alignment, that is when you up-level your self-esteem. So really encourage you to do that, Wendy. I'd love to have you in there, and I've made it super accessible. The link is up above, so check it out. And if you have any questions, always let me know. Always happy to help. And Rita's here, and Jared's here, and Kuno, great to see you guys. And Jared, Vanessa, what's up, girl? I hope your fitness journey is going well. Mine is going amazing. Absolutely, Jared, and I'm super grateful to hear that for you. Yeah, I'm loving the gym. I'm really getting into it at the moment, and I've kind of got this new program. I'm actually deciding I'm going to tweak it because that's what I do. I learn stuff, I guinea pig out, and then I actually innovate on it and I create it into mine. And that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, and it's working really well. Thank you for asking, Jared, and love hearing that from you. And Lynn, what if you lose it? I don't know what you were referring to, but let me know so I can clear it up and I can answer your question. And Bradley's here, and Lynn, keep using it or what? Okay, I'm not really sure what you're referring to because I get to these comments at the end, but it's the whole saying, use it or lose it. And if you don't use it, you'll never know what's in there. So don't give up. Test yourself. So that was kind of the message for today. And Gary's here, and Kyle, and Kylie, and Tadashi, and Byron's here as well, and Nikki, and Wendy, you're so welcome, my love. And Charlotte, great message, thank you for sharing. You're always welcome, Charlotte. I'm so grateful that this was of value to you. And Randy, I'm always up late here too. I haven't seen you in live a while, and it's great to have you back, Randy. I love it when you guys can join me live. I get so much energy from engaging with you guys, and I so appreciate you being here and staying up late too, Randy. It's late for me too, only because the sun's going down. But I really hope that today's message has supported you. I hope it's empowered you, and I hope it's met you at the right moment to remind you to do not give up. Every time you give up out of fear, you are telling yourself you can't handle it, and you start playing a smaller and smaller game. But the moment you say, you know what, I feel a bit scared here. I feel like throwing in the towel. I feel like giving up, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to test myself. I'm going to see what I have within. I'm going to trust that. And I guarantee you, you will create momentum towards another level of your potential, and you'll build that self-confidence, that self-esteem. You'll be going great guns, as we say. And last little comments, Sam, enjoyed your high vibe. Now I can sleep like a baby. I love hearing that, Sam. Get a beautiful sleep, my friend. And Josie's here. And Jared, happy to help you in any way I can in terms of fitness, being a PT for a number of years now. Awesome, Jared. Thank you so much. That is so very kind of you. I really appreciate that. And as always, guys, I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you. To wherever you are in the world today, I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. I really hope today's message has served you. And last little comment here from Shane. Vanessa, you are awesome. Love the way you help people. So inspiring. Bless you for being you. So lovely. Don't change ever, but yes, grow. Oh, Shane, you're touching my heart, my friend. That is so very kind of you. And thank you guys. You know, I love what I do and I do what I love. And I'm just grateful that in some way I can impart some value to you guys, because that's my purpose. That's why I show up each day. And when I get amazing feedback like that, that is absolutely the best gift you could give me, because I know I'm in alignment and I'm walking my path. So thank you so much. And thank you, all of you guys, for building this community with me. I love you guys to death, and definitely cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. I'm sending you all of my love, and I will see you then.